Right, fellas, great start in the Conference League against Royal Antwerp, especially that second leg. That was really good at home. Next up, we've got FK Partizan of Serbia. These guys don't look that much more difficult, okay? So if we can put out a similar performance as that second leg against Antwerp across these next two legs, we can hopefully reach those quarterfinals again. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 68 of Husavik Heroes here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and coming up in today's episode we have the second knockout round of the Conference League taking on FK Partizan of Serbia. So if you are looking forward to today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But we're coming into this one off the back of the first knockout round in yesterday's episode. If you missed that, I'll leave a link to it above my head in the top right corner. We did also have a transfer window in that episode as well, so it is an important one to catch up on if you did miss that. But we have played no games since the end of that episode. Had a little bit of a break from the League Cup at the start of the Icelandic season here, partly because of postponements and whatnot, but we are ready to take on FK Partizan in the second knockout round of this Conference League. Everyone who is still in the Conference League is now entering the competition at this stage. A quick look at our opponents like we did towards the end of yesterday's episode. They currently find themselves top of the Superliga in Serbia. Three-star reputation, Sasha Jala, their captain, of course, a player that we did have on our books during the Blue Hell Worldwide save that we did do towards the end of FM21 last year. But this is a team, I think, who looked potentially a little bit weaker than the one that we did take on in yesterday's episode in Royal Antwerp, and hopefully we can get a good result against these guys across two legs like we did in yesterday's episode. Before we get into this game, we do need to give you guys a little bit of an Ian Carlo update. He is not going to be available for the first leg of this tie, 1 to 2 days away from coming back, but he should be available in some form for the second leg, so that is something to keep in mind for the second leg. Our first choice right back, Ian Carlo, should be available in some capacity for that one, even if it is restricted minutes, coming back from a fairly serious injury that he did suffer in the pre-season. But apart from that, it is pretty much the same team that we did put out in yesterday's episode, and we'll come back shortly from our home away from home, the Laugadas Vola, for the first leg. And we do have TV coverage for these Conference League knockout games. There is our team, as I said before, exactly the same as it was for that second leg, where we did do a pretty good number on Royal Antwerp yesterday. There is the Partyzan team, looking pretty similar to what we saw before on the club info page for those guys. And hopefully we can pick up where we left off at the end of yesterday. 1 minute gone and we have an early corner in this game. Nicolusi Kaviglia, Corbo at the near post. In fact, it was Kadena at the near post, and his header comes off the upright. That was a good early chance for us there. The Roselli does not pick up a yellow card for that challenge. Still 0-0 after 2 minutes, but encouraging signs early. And now 7 minutes gone, we do have a throw-in just inside the opposition half, around the halfway line, and Sergio Cadena makes his way down left, puts the ball in here for Rubio. It flicks on for Nygaard, and it is a goal. We go 1-0 up at the 7 minute mark, and that is an ideal start for us here against our Serbian opposition in the home league. Kadena doing some good work early in this game. Good headed chance before whips this ball into the mixer. I think it actually ends up being a mistake there from Sanakan, I believe that is, for Partizan. It falls to Nygaard. Simple tap-in, 1-0 Völsungur at the 10 minute mark. And shortly off the back of that opening goal, it is a goal kick here to Partizan. They pump it deep, and Garrido does win that header off the first initial one. And we have possession yet again. Hopefully we can get a good early roll going in this game and potentially put it beyond doubt heading in to the second leg. And Kadena makes his way forward. Bit of a lucky deflection there. Falls to Arnason. Good 1-2 between him and Roselli. And we play it back to Roselli. Far post. Nygaard squares it for Nicolusi Caviglia. Block shot. And in the end, I think Kadena is offside. But really good opening 15 minutes. And now we have a corner not too long off the back of that last highlight. It's punched out there to Mbiyamba. Nyagadi finds Galtason in space and rockets that into the right corner from this angle anyway. And we go 2-0 up, just shy of the quarter of an hour mark. Galtason just found himself in a good amount of space there, right on the edge of the box off the back of this corner, trying to pick out Kadena again, which is interesting. We should really be looking from our centre-backs from those corners, but Galtason given a lot of space. It wasn't even on the edge of the box, it was actually quite a bit further in. And a great start from us here. 2-0 Völsungur after 15 minutes, and not too long off the back of that second goal. We have yet another corner. This time picks out Corbo, comes off the crossbar. It remains 2-0 for now, but right off the back of that highlight, we do get shown another one. So lots of action happening early in the first league here of the second knockout round of the Conference League, as we do look to try and make our way into the quarterfinals like we did when last in this competition about 3 seasons ago. I think it was, before Napoli did knock us out, but we are in a good strong position nice and early in this first league. And Kadena having a good game so far on this left-hand side, looks to put another ball into the mixer. Can't quite pick out Rubio, but they do only distribute the ball out to Garrido, so we can get another attack on the go here. Good ball for Kadena, and this time he tucks it away for his third goal of the season. And this has been a superb start from us, picking off exactly where we left off in the second leg of that first knockout round in that home one against Royal Antwerp. And this has been a superb opening 20 minutes. Nice ball there from Galtason. Picks out Kadena. He gets an assist to go alongside his goal. 3-0 Völsungur after 18 minutes. 25 minutes gone, and yet again we are in possession. Just a little bit of time since our last highlight, but still in a very good position in this game. 11 shots to none so far. It has been total dominance, and we'll see if we can extend that as Nygaard makes his way into the box, just holds the ball up in there for Rubio, and he tucks it away in the bottom left corner. And it is an absolute thrashing so far here at the Laugardarsvilla. 4-0 Völsungur halfway through the first half, more or less. And if we get any more goals in this game, it might end up being mercy rule. We might not need to focus too much on the second leg of this one. A great start here. 4-0 Völsungur approaching the half-hour mark. And 35 minutes gone. It is a throw-in here for Partyzan. So they look to get something going for the first time in this game, but they are going to need to really turn this around, not just today, but in the away league as well. We are in a very strong position already. Mbiyamba with a header clear there, but they do get possession back here to the Serbian outfit. Well, it's a good chance here for Bozjat, and luckily Sarah Fellini pulls out a very good save. First sign of attack there from our opposition, but it does remain 4-0 not too long before halftime. And that is halftime in the first leg of the second knockout round tie against Partyzan, and things are going extremely well. 4-0 up about halfway through that first half, and already in a position where we should be able to start thinking about the quarterfinals of this competition. We will just make a few changes here at halftime, just keeping in mind the same thing that we did during yesterday's episode with players on yellow cards who could miss games due to suspensions, and being 4-0 up at halftime. This does feel like a good opportunity to give those players a rest, just to make sure that we do need them for some games which could be a little bit closer than this one is at the moment. So the first change we'll make, Mbeba can come on for Corbo, and the other one, Nicolusi Caviglia, will come off for Gavioli. So that's 2 of our subs used here at halftime, but in a great position. 4-0 up in the first league. 55 minutes gone. First highlight here of the second half. It is a throw-in to Partyzan, but they do give possession straight to us, and Kadena drives forward yet again. A foul off the ball there on Rubio. He takes the shot on, just goes over the bar. It does remain 4-0 here as we approach the hour mark. And just under 15 minutes left to go in this first league. We are going to make our last substitution. Very quiet second half compared to the first, but we are going to take off Eugenio Roselli, who has just picked up a yellow card. Chatzakis can come on for him. 14 minutes left, 4-0 up still. And our second highlight here of the second half, inside the last 10 minutes, we should be taking a pretty healthy lead into the away leg in Serbia, but we are on the attack yet again here. Kadena just holding things up, plays it out to our young Greek left back, and Chatzakis plays it back to Kadena, just taking our time here, as you would expect, with a 4-goal advantage in a very strong position heading into that second leg. Not quite as strong as Hertha Berlin will have. 5-0 up over Red Star, but still an advantage, which hopefully we can hang on to. Kadina on the ball yet again. Chatzakis picks out Nygaard, far post. His header goes just over the bar, and it does remain 4-0 as we head into the last 5 minutes of this tie. But you can see by the stats there, it has been complete and utter dominance from us in this one so far, and hopefully we can produce a similar performance away from home and really put the foot down, gain some good coefficient points off the back of this win, because it was a very comprehensive one. We'll go into the second leg with a very healthy 4-0 lead. Should be one which can't get overturned. Might mean we're able to rotate some players as well with that yellow card situation, just save them up for the quarterfinals, which hopefully will be coming up in tomorrow's episode. But we'll come back shortly and get stuck in to that away leg with a 4-0 lead. And here are the team sheets for the second leg. As suggested, we have made a number of changes by the look of it. So have Partyzan. Not too sure why that is the case. In terms of us, though, we have made quite a few changes at the back and in midfield due to yellow card situation. Ian Carlo can only handle 45 minutes of football back from his injury. So Mbeba will start off this game at right back. Hopefully we can bring Ian Carlo on at halftime and get some minutes under his belt. And the first highlight of the second leg with that 4-0 lead is in our favour, as we are playing left to right. Gives you guys a chance to see some of the players who hopefully will make their way into this first team on merit in a few years' time. But Nygaard just outside the box puts one there for Gavioli, and he gets a goal, replacing Nicolucci Caviglia in the team today because of the yellow card situation. And it looks like it might not slow us down. That's another superb start from us, and we make it 5-0 on aggregate less than 5 minutes into the second leg. Nygaard just holds the ball up nicely. Really well placed finish, that one from the Italian midfielder Lorenzo Gavioli. And we go 1-0 up nice and early here in the second leg. And 5 minutes off the back of that opening goal in the second leg with a 5-0 lead now, we do have the second highlight, albeit we do lose possession there as Partyzan look to get something going here, looking to play out from their defence after that turnover. And Jovic makes his way here down the left-hand side, puts the ball into the mixer, and that comes off the crossbar. That's a decent chance there for Partyzan, but not hitting the target quite enough so far across the two legs. 5-0 up on aggregate still, approaching the 15-minute mark in the second leg, and not too long off the back of that, they do have a free kick. They pick out someone there at the near post. He was offside. Decent save from Sarah Fellini anyway. Still 5-0 just after the 15-minute mark in the second leg. And a throw in our favour here at the 17-minute mark, looking to extend this lead and really put the hurt here on Partyzan at their home ground, as we get something going here down this right-hand side. And Mbeba has picked up an early yellow card, so definitely a player who we will look at taking off at halftime to get Ian Carlo back on the pitch. And we do get possession back there, rather fortunately, through Arnason, and Kadina just misses a target there from a tight angle. Still 5-0 on aggregate at the 18-minute mark. 21 minutes gone now, and yet another throw-in in our favour. Kadina did try to pick out Arnason from that throw-in. The first pass off it, Partyzan did get possession back briefly, but just hoofed it deep to Afosu, and we will look to play out from the back and get something else going. Nice ball there for Rubio. Can he make it 2-0? Chips the goalkeeper, but it comes off the upright. Good chance there. We will have a corner off the back of that, but it should really be 2-0 now. We'll see what happens from this corner. They do deal with it safely. Mbiamba tracks back to tidy it up, but nothing else doing. 5-0 up on aggregate after 25 minutes of the second leg. Just after the half-hour mark, and it is a throw in Partyzan's favour inside the final third, so they will look to open the scoring for the first time in this tie, and it forces a good save there out of Sarah Fellini, trying to beat him from a tight angle there. That's kind of what we do want to be doing with our narrow defence, and it comes off that time. We head that clear. It does fall out there to Pavlovic, tries to curve one into the top left corner. Another good save there from Sarah Fellini to keep it at 5-0 inside the last 10 minutes of this first half, albeit right off the back of that, it is a goal kick there to Partyzan, and they look to play out from the back and get one goal in this tie, because so far it has been pretty dominant from us, albeit could potentially be leading this by more than one goal if that chance before to Benjamin Rubio. But they are holding possession fairly well here. Try and get something going down the left-hand side. Good 1-2 to put Jovic in behind our defence, and they try and get him going yet again, but Mbeba with the interception, as I said earlier, we'll probably take him off at halftime, give Ian Carlos some minutes now that he is making his way back from injury. But Benjamin Rubio makes his way down the right-hand side here for us on the counter-attack header from Cadena. It falls to Nygaard. He gets a goal, and we make it 6-0 on aggregate and 2-0 on the day. And we are absolutely crushing the Serbian outfit, much like Hertha Berlin are against Red Star in that tie. Looks like we are trying to keep pace with each other across the two legs, but good work there from our front three. Rubio picking out Cadena at the far post. Header across for Nygaard to tap away, and it's looking very good for us here just before halftime in the second leg. And not too long off the back of our second goal, free kick here to Partizan. It's pinning all over the shop. Chatzakis tries to clear that, I believe, and it comes off the body of Vlahovic, and he will get a goal to get Partizan on the scoreboard in this tie, albeit it is 6-1 on aggregate. Chatzakis, yeah, unfortunately, just gets closed down and picks a bad option there, so we do concede our first goal of this tie, but it is 2-1, and Partizan might now get a little bit of a head of steam up. No, they won't. That is an absolute shocker from them at the back. They gift the ball to Benjamin Rubio, and he gets a goal, and that pretty much just counters the goal that Chatzakis did give up to them. Have no idea what the defender is doing there. He has just gifted that to Rubio. Simple finish into the bottom left corner for our Spanish striker. So lots of action late in the first half of this second leg. We will get a Fosu to ease off tackles late in this first half. We don't need any silly red cards in a strong position now, but we are 7-1 up at halftime of the second leg, gifting each other a goal late in that first half. But apart from that, we continue to look very strong. Looks like we're going to be forced into another substitution here at halftime to go alongside the one we'll make with Mbeba coming off for Carlo, because Gavioli has picked up an orange injury. So first off, Carlo will come on for Mbeba, get some minutes under his belt so he can get some fitness leading in to the quarterfinals. And we will also bring on Zakularak for Gavioli just to make sure that he is okay after picking up that orange injury. But very happy with how this is going across the two legs. 7-1 up, entering the last 45 minutes of this tie. 67 minutes gone. We have our first highlight here of the second half. It's a corner, and they do get a goal off it. Do Partyzan, so they might be staging a comeback here in the second leg of this tie anyway. An away win here would be quite useful for the coefficient, seeing as the first half of the European season wasn't great, but that's a little bit of a sloppy goal to concede, given a lot of space there at the far post, and it is 3-2 on the day at the 69-minute mark, and we will make our last substitution at this time with Chatzakis on a 6.3 rating. Roselli can come on for him, but we will get him to ease off tackles because he is one of those players currently on a yellow card. 20 minutes left, still 5 goals up on aggregate. And about halfway through the last 10 minutes of this tie, we are now 5 goals up. We will be making our way through to the quarterfinals of the Conference League, but hopefully we can also hold on for the win on the day here, because this would prove a coefficient boost as well as a little bit of boost to our form away from home in Europe, because it's been a little bit dicey for the most part over the last few seasons. Hopefully a win away from home here will give us some confidence heading into the remainder of our Conference League journey. But so far in this highlight, Partizan are holding the ball up quite nicely as they look to draw level on the day. As I said before, hopefully we can hold on here to get some more coefficient and get a nice boost to that after our slightly slow first half. They do get a header off there, and it just goes wide. It's a very good chance for the Serbian outfit to draw level on the day, but we are 5 goals up here inside the last 5 minutes. And entering injury time, not much of it, and in the end we do finish with a 3-2 away win, so that's a good away win for us. As I said earlier, we don't pick up too many away wins in Europe, so that is a good little confidence boost. 2 wins across both legs of this tie, and we do pick up a 7-2 win on aggregate. The stats there do heavily favour Partizan, which is not too much of a surprise considering that we did rest quite a few first team players. That second half in particular, not too great from us, but we did gift each other a goal late in that first half, so I think we were just a lot more efficient with our chances compared to the Serbian outfit, and we are going to be making our way into the quarterfinals of the Conference League off the back of a very comprehensive 7-2 win on aggregate, and we will see shortly who we do get in those quarterfinals when we do see the draw. But first off, we will have a look at who else won their second knockout round ties in this Conference League, and there you can see the results. In the end, Braga do go through over Athletic Club of Spain. That's a slightly surprising result. Brighton going through after extra time over Kukurlaki Stancom. We have Olympiacos who have gone through, as well as Anderlecht, Dynamo Zagreb, Randers after a first league win. Of course, that was the team who Fredrik Larsson was on loan at for the group stages of this competition, and Hertha Berlin conceded a few goals late in their tie as well, but go through very comfortably over Red Star. So those are the teams in the hat for the quarterfinal draw. We'll come back shortly and see who we get. And we are back, just about to have the quarterfinal draw for the Conference League right off the back of that very comprehensive win against FK Partizan. But before that, a few things to catch you guys up on. First off, in between the two legs of that Conference League tie, we did have a deal to Bakar game away from home against Fram Reykjavik. This one quite important because this was the team who at that stage were on top of the table, being 3 points ahead of us, but having played one more game. And in the end, this was a very good performance from our backup team here. We did open the scoring at the 12-minute mark. Sigurd Bjornsson, the former HK left back, he puts a ball in for Swiderski, picks out the young American right winger Pat Ainscoe at the far post to put us 1-0 up. And at the half-hour mark, it is Werner Bayer who gets an assist from a free kick. Samuel Afosu tucking that away, and then it was a Bayer free kick, comes off the upright, and Andrew Mbeba is there to tuck that away at the 67-minute mark, and we pick up a pretty comprehensive 3-0 win there over the team who were top of the group. They are still top of our group. Head-to-head, for some reason, not being the deciding factor, and neither is the goal difference. So I'm not quite too sure what the deciding factor is and who finishes top if there is a tie points-wise in this competition. But we are tied top with Fram Reykjavik on points with a game in hand. We should be able to finish top of this group, all things going well, even with our first team being involved in the Conference League knockouts. And the other thing to update you guys on is that injury that Lorenzo Gavioli did suffer around halftime in that second leg. Unfortunately, he has picked up a pulled hamstring, but should only miss potentially the first leg of that quarterfinal, out for 3 to 7 more days with that injury. But it is time for us to get into this quarterfinal draw and see who we do get of the 8 teams who are left. Looking at what's left, probably want to avoid those teams that came out of the same group in Brighton and Hertha Berlin. I think they're probably the strongest teams left in this competition. First out is Brighton. Hopefully we avoid these guys. Indeed we do. That's a decent tie to start things off. A good team will be knocked out there as Brighton do take on Olympiacos, and we are next up. Who will we get? We get Anderlecht of Belgium, so that's going to be somewhat similar to our first tie that we did have in the first knockout round. Of course, we did take on Royal Antwerp yesterday. Anderlecht, we did see we're higher up the table than those guys, but they might only be a little bit stronger, so that is interesting. We do also have the semi-final draw, so we'll get through this nice and quickly. We do, of course, have to make our way through to the semi-finals before this does become relevant. But first off, Brighton or Olympiacos are going to take on Braga or Randers, which means the winner of our tie will take on Dynamo Zagreb or Hertha Berlin. So we are going to have to strike one of those two dangerous teams in the semi-finals if we do get that far. But coming up in tomorrow's episode, we are going to be taking on another Belgian team in these Conference League knockouts, taking on Anderlecht, who, as we said before, are a fair way further up the table than Royal Antwerp were, who we did take on in yesterday's episode, currently second in the Jupiter Pro League, and they do have 3.5-star reputation, so a club which is going to be a little bit stronger than what we did meet yesterday and in today's episode as well. You can see they are 14 points clear of Antwerp and also above teams like Genk and Ostende, who in this save have been one of the better Belgium teams so far when we have seen them perform in Europe as well. Having a quick look at the club itself, as we saw before, 3.5-star reputation. They do not have a manager, but quickly having a look through some of their players. They have Salcedo up front. He is a decent striker. Apart from that, not too many names too familiar amongst the rest. So good striker, but we'll see what we can do against a team who are just a little bit stronger than what we've taken on so far in these Conference League knockouts. But that is what you've got to look forward to in tomorrow's episode, the quarterfinals of the Conference League. Hopefully we can go a few steps further than a few seasons ago when we did get knocked out by Napoli at that stage. But if you did enjoy today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the episode. And if you haven't done so already and are enjoying this series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. But until tomorrow for that Conference League quarterfinal, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.